On the 11th of September 2001, the World Trade Center was attacked by the Iraqi terrorist group Al-Qaeda. The Twin Towers were destroyed by hijacked planes, and the world was never the same again. 2,977 lives were lost that day. It is my full belief that this tragedy was the last time both the left and right parties of the US were unified over a shared cause. A similar tragedy has befallen our country today. Not in death toll, no, but in importance, this will be a turning point in our country's history. For those unaware, Charlie Kirk, a devout Christian conservative activist and talk show host, was recently assassinated on the 10th. This is not the only thing this video is about. This is also about the recent shootings in Minneapolis, Port Huron, and other areas, but Charlie Kirk's assassination is still the main focus, obviously, but the shootings are still relevant. The first point I would like to make is an answer to a very important question. If God loves us, why did he let this happen? We were created to love him and all that he made, and to be good stewards of his creation. If he had not given us free will, then we would just be like robots, just following orders with no decision making. We would be no different than a dog, or a monkey, or a tardigrade, because while they do have the ability to make decisions, they do not have free will. They are not made in his image. We are made in his image. We are given free will, because it is the only way our praise, worship, and adoration can mean anything. Naturally, our free will made us vulnerable to sin, and we immediately fell at the first temptation, and the entire world fell with us. This is why mosquitoes exist. This is why the natural world is so dangerous and cruel, though it has always been fair and self-deficient so as not to destroy itself, since we weren't going to take care of it. Which is what leads to a lot of the lost people to become so obsessed with global warming and the like, despite the second coming of Jesus Christ being so obviously soon. The lost world is like a car trying to run with water instead of gasoline. It spins its wheels for a moment before it stalls out like nothing happened. My second point is a bit simpler to answer. Why is something like this happening so easily brushed off? The answer, though not obvious by any means, will still feel obvious once you hear it for yourself, and it actually comes in two parts. Number one, a lack of patriotism. Think about it. When is the last time you've seen an American show pride in their country? When is the last time you've seen an American flag waving over one's house? Face the facts, young people do not care what happens to their country anymore. They take everything they have for granted, as humanity has always done. The past few generations, millennials and early Gen Z, go about raising the kids the same way they go about everything, filled with apathy. They don't really care about anything, and have no interest in what happens before or after them. Their kids, late Gen Z and Gen Alpha, while they are swinging the complete opposite way, being very, very passionate about their beliefs, they still have the same philosophy every lost person to live since 1969 has had. My way or the highway. I just want to have fun, get all the stuff I can, put it all in a can, and sit on the can until I die. Stupid and pointless. Gen X and baby boomers, despite how often they're made fun of, are really the last bastion of any patriotism in America, and they get mocked for it. It's really quite sad, even if it is fun reading their Facebook posts. 2. A lack of Christianity. Remember what I said about 1969 being the point that America's moral center vanished? When famous musicians like Elvis Presley and the Beatles corrupted our youth with the mindset of, I can do whatever I want without consequence because nothing really matters. Typical rebellious man-child slop. They all just want to have fun, no matter the consequence. Seriously, once you know the term rock and roll or originally referred to sexual intercourse, it completely changes everything, and suddenly people's reactions at the time make a lot more sense. These two elements may not seem relevant, but it is this exact unpatriotic, unchristian attitude in the media that we consume that has desensitized us to such traumatic events as these. Social media always has a brand new event every single day. Whether it's good or bad, we are constantly overstimulated and overwhelmed because we have more information than we will ever need or want. Whenever something terrible like this happens, it always gets brushed off because there's always something new in just a few short days. Man was not made to know everything. We were meant to take care of everything that was bestowed upon us. We were meant to have a job, do the job to the best of our ability, and that was it. We were not meant to do and know everything. We are not God. But now that we know why this happened, and why it could be so quickly moved on from, why people don't seem to care really, what do we do now? The most important thing to remember is this. Politics are not number one. It's not about the fact that he was a right-wing conservative and he was murdered by a leftist. Politics are not number one. The gospel of Jesus Christ always comes first. It's not about that. It's about his Christianity. The fact that he was such a devout Christian, he has been martyred for his faith. He was killed because somebody didn't agree with him, and that's absolutely terrible. The fact that there are people that laughed at him. The fact that people can see that assassination video, that footage that we have of that, because it was at a public event, The fact that people can see that and laugh is baffling to me. Our country has become so corrupt in this day and age. It's utterly disgusting, really. Christians are meant to be leaders, and if patriotism is what kept us united for so long, then Christianity is what kept us prospering for so long. We have lost both of those. Time is running out for our country because we have collectively locked away from our faith and turned to sin and made our sexual orientations our identities to fill the void, even if we don't realize it. Look at all the founding fathers, all devout Christians who were also highly educated. We must stand up for what's right, because if we don't, no one else will.
You want to be remembered. I mean, if I die, everything just goes away. How would you, if you could be associated with one thing, how would you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. That would be the most important thing.